Hello and welcome to your weekly football report. This week we witnessed not only surprising upsets in the leagues, but also world-class clubs struggling against lower league underdogs in the national cup matches. With all the cup action and the Premier League squeezing in 2 match days, we're focusing on the real nail-biters and top highlights, plus a quick overview of all key results, goal scorers and red cards at the end of the video. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Few seasons have seen a fiercer fight for supremacy in Spain. Both Real Madrid and Barca are in top form, not just battling for La Liga but also pushing for the Copa del Rey and Champions League titles. In the National Cup semi-finals, both faced stiff opposition. Real Madrid drew Real Sociedad after 120 minutes, but thanks to their 1-0 win in the first leg advanced to the final. Barcelona meanwhile faced league third place Atletico. Despite intense pressure, a lone early goal from Pedri secured a 1-0 win and a place in the final for Barca. That means one thing: another El Clasico is coming. While Barca dominated the early season encounters, Los Blancos have since stepped up, especially with Mbappé finally becoming the powerhouse fans expected. This clash promises to be another classic. In the league, however, both dropped points. Real fell to Valencia after Vinny Jr. missed yet another penalty. Barca failed to overcome Betis. Atletico took full advantage, edging Sevilla 2-1 with a dramatic overtime winner from Barrios, closing the gap and threatening to overtake Real with their next slip. Ligue 1 delivered plenty of excitement this week. Lyon climbed above Lille with a 2-1 win, while Monaco dropped points in a 2-1 loss to Brest, allowing Marseille to leapfrog them after a thrilling 3-2 victory over Toulouse, continuing their best season in years. Meanwhile, Strasbourg made club history, winning 5 consecutive Ligue 1 matches for the first time in over 40 years. They scored early and held their lead in the tense match filled with missed chances and capped off with double red cards for both teams in stoppage time. But above all the drama, one force still reigns supreme: PSG. With a narrow 1-0 win over Angers, they officially secured the Ligue 1 title. Now all eyes turn to cup glory. Just days earlier, PSG faced Ligue 2 side Dunkerque in what many expected to be a routine win. But with Donnarumma rested, his replacement conceded twice before halftime. Still, the Parisians stayed calm, storming back in the second half to see the 4-2 victory, including a brace from Ousmane Dembélé, keeping hopes alive for a domestic double and maybe even their first treble. Speaking of reigning champions struggling against lower league teams, Bayer Leverkusen were stunned by a third division side Arminia Bielefeld in the cup. Despite taking an early lead through a goal from Tar, the Werkself, just like PSG, conceded twice in the first half and were eliminated with a 2-1 defeat. Arminia now advanced to the final, where they will face Stuttgart, who earned a well-deserved 3-1 win over Leipzig in an open attacking game. Stuttgart carried that momentum into the league, thrashing Bochum 4-0 with a hat-trick from Demirović. Dortmund also impressed, putting 4 past Freiburg. Leverkusen, on the other hand, narrowly avoided the slip-up against relegation-threatened Heidenheim. In typical Leverkusen fashion, they left it late, scoring a dramatic overtime winner to stay in the title race. Bayern Munich didn't falter either, beating Augsburg 3-2 after the host went down to 10 men. Musiala opened the scoring with a brilliant goal assisted by Sané, but later left the match injured and is now expected to miss 6 to 8 weeks. With Bayern's entire defense already sidelined and now their star playmaker out as well, you have to wonder if Harry Kane's title curse might still strike. Meanwhile, for Musiala's substitute Thomas Müller, bad news came in a different form. He reportedly won't be offered a new contract, ending his 25-year journey with the club. Müller isn't the only legendary midfielder whose era is ending. Kevin De Bruyne has also confirmed that this will be his final season at Manchester City. But with the end of one era, another begins. Mamouche still has a very long way to go to match KDB's legacy, but scoring in back-to-back games is a promising start. City's final game this week was the Manchester Derby, which ended in a goalless draw, once again highlighting the struggles both clubs are facing this season. And City and United weren't the only English sides underperforming on the second match day. After beating Man United 1-0 and edging past Brighton in the FA Cup on penalties, Nottingham Forest slipped to a 2-1 defeat against Aston Villa. Arsenal got a goal from the returning Saka in a win over Fulham, but could only manage the draw against Everton. Liverpool, after beating Everton earlier in the week, saw their 26th game unbeaten league run end with a 3-2 loss to Fulham. A costly defensive error led to Fulham's third goal, and despite a relentless late push, Liverpool couldn't complete the comeback. With Salah failing to score in both matches, on top of going goalless in Liverpool's Champions League exit and the EFL Cup final, he may have lost his edge in the race for the Ballon d'Or. In Italy, we also saw some thrilling Coppa Italia action. Bologna extended their impressive form with the win over Empoli, marking their 6th consecutive victory. On the other side of the bracket, local rivals AC Milan and Inter clashed. Milan took the lead and looked to end their 3-game winless run against Inter, but a goal from Çalhanoğlu leveled it at 1-1. The draw was largely preserved thanks to AC keeper Magic Mike, who made several crucial saves. In the league, both Milan clubs also ended their matches in 2-2 draws. Inter failed to get past Parma, while comeback kings AC Milan rallied from 2 early goals, including one from Fiorentina's Moise Kean, who's on a scoring streak, but couldn't edge past the Viola. Atalanta's title hopes took a major hit with a 0-1 loss to Lazio. Juventus took an early lead against Roma after a failed clearance by Hummels, another legend set to retire this season, but had to settle for a draw after a quick equalizer. Finally, Napoli capitalized on Inter's slip-up, closing the gap to just 1 point with the win over the strong Bologna side, keeping their title hopes alive. That's it for this week's football roundup. If you don't want to miss any results, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. As promised, here's a quick overview of all this week's top matches. Next week, the Champions League returns, and every match promises serious drama. We've also got some high-stakes league battles coming up. In La Liga, struggling giants Valencia and Sevilla face off. In the Premier League, in-form Newcastle and their red-hot striker Isak take on a shaky Man United. The Bundesliga will feature a Klassiker with resurgent Dortmund up against injury-hit Bayern. Serie A offers 2 must-watch clashes, Atalanta vs Bologna and a fiery Rome derby. And in Ligue 1, Monaco and Marseille will go head-to-head for 2nd place. It's shaping up to be another thrilling week of football, so don't miss out. See you then!